I'm so sorry I'm late today, you guys. This is Elizabeth Cermak from Your Highest Light. I was trying to find a quote for you and I found it. So it was for you, the reason why I was late. So I hope that I didn't lose my viewers. I hope you guys will still. I'm about 10 minutes late today. My name is Elizabeth Cermak and I am here with Prudence, my dog, as I am every Friday at 11:11 to talk to you about spiritual topics, attracting more beautiful things into your life, and we always do a tarot card reading at the end as well. So I found an awesome quote for you guys. I can't wait to see who joins today. And if you guys want a tarot card reading at the end, always let me know because I will pull a card for you at the end. I can do that live. And I always post this the night before. So if you can't attend the live training or the live video and you want me to pull a card for you, I can do that still. Okay, so the night before. So if you just put a comment on it, then I can pull it during the video. Okay, so it's so good to be here on Friday at 11:11. This is my favorite time. And today I'm talking about a topic, a pretty sensitive topic. I'm talking about, hi Susie, I'm talking about relationships with alcohol. And I know there's a lot of people out there who are looking to find a better relationship with alcohol. And so that is what I am going to be talking about today. And I'm going to be revealing kind of some personal things about me and my messy relationship with alcohol and how I was able to heal the relationship. Hi, so good to see everybody. So, if I always say, if I can heal it, you can heal it. I also am going to be talking about a life coaching offer that I have coming up that I'm totally excited about. Right now, I'm just finishing a master coaching class, and which is so cool. So I'm about to kind of change things up on my website. I'm getting a new website. I'm having my master coaching status. I'm going to start a group, and my coaching prices are going to be going up a little bit. So I want people to get locked in, because if you start coaching with me now on my lower prices, you'll be locked into those prices. So right now I'm offering 8 sessions for about $69 a session, which is really low for life coaching. So if you're struggling, especially if you're struggling with like what I'm talking about today, or if you're struggling with keeping up with goals in your life, or there's other things, overeating, other addictions, or anxiety, if you're looking to get in touch with, if you're looking to get more in touch with spirit, get more on a spiritual path, take advantage of these 8 sessions one-on-one with me. Okay, so I just wanted to tell you about that. So you can always message me, send me a private message. You can email me, elizabeth@yourhighestlight.com. And now we will get started. So we're going to talk about alcohol. And, I think we're so messed up in this society about when it comes to alcohol. I just feel like we are crazy about it. Like we don't know what to think. We don't know. We're afraid to talk about it. So I'm going to take a drink really fast while people are still getting on. So we're going to talk about it today. I want to do some healing around it too. So my story around alcohol is not a pretty story. It is definitely not a pretty story, but it is my story. So it's helped me become who I am today. So I'm not ashamed of it anymore. I think I used to be. I'm not afraid of it, and I'm going to start sharing it a little bit more. If you guys follow me at all on Instagram, I've put some posts like my before and after kind of transformation from 20 years ago. I was about 70, maybe 80 pounds heavier. I was drinking every night. I was just a total mess. And so I definitely have had a transformation. And part of that transformation involved healing my relationship with alcohol. The alcohol was more of a symptom. It wasn't necessarily the problem. So when I went away to college, I had super bad social anxiety. I know it's hard for people to believe now. People who know me or who meet me today never ever can imagine that I'd have social anxiety. I remember I had made a friend at a conference once, and he was talking about how he had social anxiety, and we were on an elevator, and I was like talking to this family and these kids, and he's like, and I said, oh, I have it too, and he's like, no, you don't, so I've definitely made a transformation, and I've learned how to heal that relationship, that social anxiety as well. But my point is, when I went away to college, I had that really bad. I never really learned how to handle it. I never learned how to handle my anxiety. I did not know. I was terrified of everything. And that's another one of my missions in life, is to show people, especially women, that the world is not to be feared, that there's nothing to be afraid of. I was terrified of everything. So I would go to a party. I was really against drinking. I didn't really, because I was into being healthy and all that, But what happened was I found that alcohol cured my social anxiety, and I was fun and I was hilarious. I was fun and hilarious without drinking. But drinking, made me fun and hilarious, and people liked me, and I loved the feeling. And it changed me. It changed me, and when I look back, it seems like it changed me overnight. It's really scary the way that it completely changed me. Soon my life just revolved around it. And I know a lot of people talk about, I'm not like in competition saying, oh, this is how much I drank in college. People talk about college and how much they drank and crazy party times. I just sometimes think that mine took it to the extreme. Some of my stories are just way to the extreme. So, and I'm not going to share those because this is more about how I healed that relationship with alcohol. I had a client once who described alcohol. She was in the process of making the decision to quit drinking, and she described alcohol as something that is so easily can turn from light to darkness. So something that starts out like the night, it starts out as a light night, it starts out as a great night, it starts out as having a couple drinks, and so quickly that can turn to darkness. And I just think that's so powerful and so true. So what starts out as light, what seems to be light, can so quickly turn to darkness. I posted something on social media last week that said 3 words that can give you wings are I don't drink. And that's so true. So I know there's going to be people, whether or not you're watching it now or whether you're watching it on YouTube, there's going to be women and, some men who are going to be looking to heal the relationship with alcohol. So maybe they're looking to, maybe it's a younger girl in her 20s looking to kind of get out of the bar scene, or maybe it's somebody who's looking to not deal with their stress through drinking wine or drinking beer or whatever. And usually people like that, they're starting to think there's got to be something else to life. Life has to be better than this. And I'm telling you that there is. Life is better than that. That was me. I was in the bar. I was that girl in the bar starting to think, it's like in the stages of change, they talk about that pre-contemplation stage. I was starting to think I think life might be better than this. I don't think I have to do this all the time. It started happening. I started thinking about it. And then soon I was able to make the decision. So I'm going to tell you that once you make that decision, I don't drink. Once you make that decision, the world will change for you. One of my friends this week even said to me, when you make 1 step towards the gods make 10 steps towards you. And I think that's so powerful. It's so true. So once you make that decision, and I'm going to talk about what that means. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm never going to drink again for the rest of my life. That's not what I'm talking about. It could mean that, but that's not what I'm talking about. So I'm going to read you. This is a quote that I couldn't help but find. So I do a hypnotherapy for people to help people to quit smoking. And this is one of the quotes that we use, and this helps with any kind of addiction. But it says, once, and I'm sure you guys have heard this quote. I used to have a picture frame that had this quote on it, and it said, until one is committed, there is hesitancy. The chance to draw back, always ineffectiveness. Concerning all acts of initiation and creation, there is one elementary truth, the ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans, that the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. All sorts of things occur that would have not otherwise occurred. I could cry when I read this because it's so true to my own life. A whole stream of events issues from the decision raising on one's favor all manner of unforeseen incidents and meetings and material assistance which no man could have dreamt would come his way. I have learned a deep respect for one of Goth's couplets. Whatever you can do or dream, you can begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. That's W.H. Murray, The Story of Everest. And the one part that I love is, let me find it, a whole stream of events issues from the decision. So from the decision to quit, a whole stream of events issues from this. rising in one favor all manner of unforeseen incidents and meetings and material assistance in which no man could have dreamt would come his way. So it's so cool. Once you make that decision, you don't know what's happening. You don't know what the universe is going to send you your way. And this was so true for me. Gabby Bernstein says, her sobriety gave her everything. And that's something that was always stuck in my head. My sobriety gave me everything. And I feel the same way. I've had a lot of miracles occur due to my sobriety. And so it's just very cool. So, okay, so I wanted to get into a story, but I'm gonna kind of go on because I wanted to hit on a couple of topics. So I really believe it's the energy you put behind it. Like I said, this is kind of a touchy topic for people, probably, but I don't believe that you have to say, I'm never going to drink anything for the rest of my life. For me, I had to really change my life because at the time, my life was so revolved around alcohol. The life I had created for myself was so in it that I really had to quit. I had to get away from it. I couldn't really go to do the same things. I couldn't really hang out with the same people. That's not always the case for everybody, but for me, at least for a little while, for years, I had to just totally get my brain clean, my body clean, and just kind of get my energy clean so I could see, oh my gosh, what a mess I was in. So I would go out sometimes still and say, oh, I'm just not drinking. But after a while, I wasn't really having fun doing that. I wasn't really hanging out with the same people because there was other things that I wanted to do, other things I wanted to do with my life. So, I have my sister cup from my sister if you're watching this. So I had to make the decision to really, really change things around and to really quit because in my head, that's what I had to do. But this is what I want to say. Sobriety is a mindset. It's a mindset. It doesn't mean, the universe doesn't care if you have one sip of wine. I don't want people to get caught up in, oh, can I have this or can I have this? It's that struggle in your head. You just don't want to have that struggle in your head. If you have one sip of wine, the universe doesn't care. It cares about your mindset. If you're going to decide, okay, I'm going to be sober. I'm not going to drink to the point of numbing myself. Or I'm not going to drink to the point of annihilation. That's fine. So I don't want people to get caught up thinking, oh, I screwed up if I have like one sip. It means I have to go get annihilated. That's not true, okay? That doesn't mean that you failed. You might be able to like sip on a glass of wine and make it last the entire night, and that's fine. But like I said, the universe doesn't care too much about your actions. It just cares about your decision. So like that decision, I don't drink. That can mean a lot of things to different people. I am sober, It can mean, for me, it means living a mindful life. So like I said, deciding to be sober is a personal thing. It's very personal. It's different for different people. Some people who are better off just not drinking at all. And there's some people who might just want to calm down, look at the relationship with alcohol. And, why are you drinking? Are you using it to numb yourself? That's probably not a healthy reason. I always talk about getting in touch with that small, still voice within. So ask yourself before you go out, before you're going to be around a situation where people are drinking, ask that small, still voice within, should I have a drink this night? And just listen to what it says and do what it says, okay? So it might say, have one, you'll be okay. Or it might say no. And if it says no, do not question it. Just know that that's going to be the best thing for you. I personally think to make the decision to not drink, especially if you're struggling with it right now, making the decision to quit drinking for at least a time period is a good thing. So what else did I want to talk about? Okay, my sobriety gave me everything. So after a few years, I did realize I could have like a glass of wine and I could just sip on it and drink mindfully. 99% of the time, I will not drink at all because I like to be sober. I like to be in control. I like to know what's going on. I think it's Chris Carr who said that fun things are still fun without alcohol. So wedding receptions are still fun without drinking. One time I had a client who went to, I shouldn't laugh, but she went to Great America and she like took hallucinogens. I'm like, this is Great America. You don't need to take hallucinogens. Great America is fun on its own. Like the fun things are still fun. You don't need alcohol for them to be even more fun. A lot of times those types of things, I mean, that ruined her time. So a lot of times alcohol will ruin it. When my husband and I go see Paul McCartney, we do not drink because we, a lot of people think, oh, rock concerts, you get, you drink and everything, but we like to be present. And my husband even, he likes to know what's going on and be clear. You want to be clear in your mind. And that's one thing that I just am in love with. I love being clear in my mind. I love being sober. Like I said, I choose not to drink. And so and it's changed my life. It's changed my life. Now, if you're having the internal struggle, so that's the thing. You want to get rid of that struggle, and that's how you fix that relationship. Is alcohol usually is not the problem. It's usually you. So that's how it was for me. The alcohol was not the problem. It was me. I don't want to be afraid. The reason why now I will have a drink of wine is because I don't want to be afraid of alcohol. And that might go against like some of the things that AA says, but I'm going to call them out a little bit on this because as AA can be helpful for many people, they don't have the highest success rate. And sometimes I wonder if that is because of the all or nothing thinking. Now, certain people who are really deep into their alcoholism, yes, they have to not drink for the rest of their lives because it's a life or death situation. But other people, I think that all or nothing thinking has never worked for me. It doesn't work for me with food. It doesn't work for me with anything. To tell myself, oh, I can never do this for the rest of my life. I don't want to be afraid of food. I don't want to be afraid of sugar. I don't want to be afraid of alcohol. I want to know that I have control and that I can do it mindfully and that it's a choice. So, like I said, I think on New Year's Eve I had a glass of champagne. The last New Year, I hadn't had a drink for almost a year. I don't know. So the last New Year's Eve I hadn't. So it's all about being mindful and then realizing how it's affecting you and knowing why you're going in. Don't drink for the wrong reasons. One time, okay, so this is what I wanted to talk about. I was seeing a therapist. This is when I first quit drinking. I mean, I really, like I said, I had to quit. And I really had to make some changes in my life. And I was seeing a therapist and I was going through an internal struggle because I was trying to decide if I should go to a college reunion. And the thing is, these were the people that I drank around, and this was our relationship, and they were good friends of mine, and I still love them to this day. But I had to like make some changes where I didn't always go to certain things because of my own safety. But I couldn't decide if I should go to this college reunion, and my therapist was like, "Well, why don't you go and just sip on a glass of wine or drink mindfully?" And I was just freaked out. I'm like, I'm not sure if I can do it. All these feelings and emotions and all these memories were coming back, and I was afraid I'd fall back into it. And so his suggestion was, well, okay, when you're around them, when you're around those certain people, don't drink anything. And so I made that decision for that weekend that I would not drink anything. And the deal had been made. The decision was made. I had a great time. I didn't drink, and there was no internal struggle. That is that is how that internal struggle. Should I, shouldn't I, that sort of thing. So once you make the decision not to, you don't have the struggle. And let me tell you that 1 second, it takes about 1 second at the beginning of the night to say, no, thank you. And half an hour later, your friends will be halfway in the bag. You will be sober. You will be glad that you're sober, and you will wake up feeling great. You will not be hungover. That was one of the things that I could not deal with anymore, was the anxiety. The anxiety that came from the next day from the hangover. That I was over. That was done. I could never deal with it again. And now I can think, ahead and think, well, I really don't ever have the desire now, but leading up to this, I was able to think ahead and be like, no, it's not worth the anxiety the next day. It's just not worth it. Okay, so we know though that our kids their brains are not fully developed until they're 25. So they don't always have that capability of thinking ahead, of thinking like what the consequences would be. So that's why we see so many dangerous things happening with kids and alcohol and drugs and driving and stuff like that, because they don't have that ability to think ahead. So I always tell my clients who are kids, or who are teenagers, make the decision before you go, so you don't have to decide when you're there. Like, for instance, a teenage girl who might be going on a date for the first time could end up in a bad situation if she doesn't know that she is not going to do certain things physically at a first date. Okay, so make the decision ahead of time that you're not going to do this. This is for any of the young girls watching. Make the decision ahead of time. I am not going to have sex with this person, because what will happen if you don't is, in the moment, you don't really know what's going to happen. So making the decision ahead of time, making the decision before you go, I'm not going to drink tonight. It just gives so much relief, and you will still have fun. I promise. I promise. I promise. I promise. You can do it. You can heal this relationship. So it's about, everything's a relationship, and that everybody has a relationship with food. Everybody has a relationship with alcohol. So it's about healing that, and coming to a place where you're at peace and you're not afraid, and you know that you are in control. So like I said, sobriety is a mindset. If you're having the internal struggle, ask that small, still voice within what you should do. If it says to me, absolutely don't even have a sip of anything, I listen. So it's about doing that. It's about doing that in any parts of our lives, even when we're eating. It's about asking, okay, wait, should I or shouldn't I? Just take that step. Create a space before you do it. It's all about creating that space, and then listening, just trusting it, like trusting, okay, no, this is going to be the best thing for me. I know in the long run, this is going to be the best decision for me. And you just trust it. Okay. So I want to do a little bit of healing around this. We're going to do a little bit of angel work around this. I just want to make sure if I forgot anything, because I wrote a couple things down. Oh, just say no thanks at the beginning. Saying no thanks at the beginning of the night, and then you can get up early and be successful. The universe has your back. So I promise, if you make this decision, I don't drink. If you make this decision, the universe is going to give you beautiful things. As soon as you make the decision, mountains can be moved. You make one step towards the gods, they'll make 10 steps towards you. You just and then also connect with that small, still voice within. Okay, so that's what I wanted to talk about today. So we're going to do a tarot card reading, and then I'm going to end with a little healing with around addiction. I have a new awesome angel candle that we're going to use. So, okay, so today we're going to do, and if anybody has any questions about that, if anybody maybe is struggling with deciding if they should drink or not, or having that struggle in their head, or maybe thinking about changing their lifestyle a little bit, please message me, because I can help you. We can do, like I said, I have those life coaching sessions on a discounted price right now, and I would love to work with you. I love working with, especially women on this topic, because it's so empowering, and the transformation is amazing. It changes your life. And back then, I have to say, when I decided to quit, if I would have had a life coach, if I would have had somebody there supporting me, it really would have made a difference. It would have made it easier. I probably would have been less depressed, because there was a lot of things I went through after I quit that I needed the support. And I feel like, back then they had life coaching, but it wasn't like it is now. It wasn't as common. So having that support and that coach can make all the difference in the world. Okay. So, hi Patricia, hi Debbie, so good to see you guys. Hi Nicole, so good to see all of you guys, lovely people. So we're going to do a tarot card reading for the weekend, and if you want me to pull a card for you, I will do that. Prudence is sleeping as always. I'm using the Archangel. I'm kind of addicted to the Archangel deck lately. I've been doing Archangel prescriptions, which is so cool. So if you ever want an Archangel prescription, go ahead and let me know. And what an Archangel prescription is it I give you an Archangel on your right and on your left, and 2 Archangels, and tell you about them and how to develop a relationship with them in order to heal and change your life. So that's part of the services that I offer through my coaching, and that we can just do over email, actually. So okay, so the first card is going to be for today. Let's see what the Archangel Power Tarot cards want to tell us for today. And this is for all my viewers right now who are watching. This is a group reading. Everybody will be able to relate. Okay, so that's for today. And then for tomorrow, which is Saturday, this is my favorite time of the week with you guys. I love it. It comes by so fast always. So this is for tomorrow, for Saturday. And then we have for Monday. How has everybody's week been? Wave and tell me how it's been, or thumbs up, thumbs down, okay, not okay. How has everybody's weekend? Nicole, you're giving me a wave. It looks like you had a good week, so that's good. I miss you, Nicole. So glad we could see each other on Instagram. It's so cool. Somebody gave me a thumbs up for their week. Cool. Good. Okay, so this card is for Sunday. Can anybody relate to what I'm saying about alcohol, or even like relate it to food or anything like that? Okay, cool. Susie says her week's been crazy fast. I know mine has been too. It always goes by fast, but this week was really crazy fast. Cynthia says she raises her hand. Okay, maybe she can relate, so that's good. Very good. Okay, cool. So today, oh gosh, this is a great card. Okay, I love this deck. Today we have the 8 of Raphael, and we're going to do some healing work around Raphael today with the Archangel Raphael. I feel kind of close to the archangels lately. I've been doing more tarot card readings, and it's so cool because I feel like the angels are around me all the time. I have other people's angels around me too. So it says, 8 of Raphael, there is something better waiting for you. Do what you know is right, a spiritual quest. So sometimes this card can mean that we're stuck on something now, that we're stuck on something now when we shouldn't be. So we need to kind of move through it, move forward, because there's something better. So usually, like in a card like this, it means that our eyes are looking at the past, maybe trying to hold on to something from the past, but we need to let that go, and we need to move on to and look at what is right in front of us for the future. So a lot of times I am totally one of these people who cannot let things go. I've never been able to let things go since I was a little kid. So like relationships, I have a hard time. There's a good thing about it too, because I see the good in people, and I want to explore different things, and I don't want to necessarily cut people out of my life and stuff like that. So there's a good part about that, but there's also something that's unhealthy when you're holding on to something that needs to let go because you can know it's not serving you anymore. So there's something better waiting for you, and you know in your heart and your soul what is right. I've been working on this with a client this week about just knowing in your heart and soul and what you're doing is right, and not getting so caught up in your head, not getting so caught up in the thoughts. So you can always talk yourself out of anything, or let somebody let somebody else talk you out of anything. But so don't get caught up in the thoughts. Do what you know is right in your heart. Okay, we could just pause on Instagram, but hopefully we'll be back on due to poor connection. Okay, so we got a major arcana card Okay, we're back on for Saturday. Wow, this is interesting because this card also says there's a better way. It's perspective. Archangel Chamuel. Archangel Chamuel helps us find things that we might be missing. Also helps us remember things that maybe we might have forgotten. Helps us know where we need to be going. You know, maybe there's something that that we're forgetting. I'll pray to Archangel, or talk to Archangel Chamuel when, please help me to remember what I may have forgotten in a situation. So this is saying there's a better way. Pause for reflection and insight, and dare to be different. So both of these cards are saying there's a better way. There's something better. Okay, so dare to be different. You can see in this card, he's like hanging upside down, looking at things upside down. I had to do this in my life. I kind of had to dare to be different because that's a whole nother story. But I just found that the more that I was able to be myself, the more successful and the more happier I became. So don't try to be like somebody else. Be yourself, no matter what you're doing, in your career, in your life. Become more of yourself instead of looking at what other people are doing. I have to say, I'm doing a coaching right now with Jamie think her last name was Jamie King, the Slay Coach, and she cracks me up. But yesterday she was talking about how she repels about 95% of the people, so the 5% of the people can, so she'll attract the right people, basically. So she purposely repels that 95%, so the 5% who really need her, she will attract. So she just really makes me laugh. She cracks me up. Okay, so, this is a great card for Thursday. So we got Epiphany, and this is Archangel Raziel. And this is one of my favorite archangels. He's the wizard. He's the Merlin wizard, who knows the secrets of God. And this card says joy through spiritual growth, be a light to others, answers that come through meditation. This card's all about meditation, going inward, finding those answers within. And oh my gosh, it's so true. I mean, we can say this time and time again, but the more you get quiet, the more you spend that quiet time in meditation, try to do it in the morning, you will find the answers. You will find things that you might have forgotten. Usually when we're worried about stuff or we're overly focused on something, it's because there's some aspect of the situation that we forgot, and we need to remember it. So that's where Chamuel can come into play, Archangel Chamuel. And Raziel is the wizard. He has the secrets of God, so you can talk to him. He helps keep you grounded, and you can talk to him about just things that you want in this world, he helps to keep you grounded and realistic, which is usually realistic is different from what we've been taught to be realistic. Realistic is that you're awesome, and realistic is that you could do anything and that you could create your life. So that's the kind of realistic that we're talking about. It's not the getting caught up in the fear. So moving from fear to love. What a beautiful reading this is. So we will, I will put a picture of this reading as I always do. And I got to do something really fast. I forgot to light my candles. So anybody want a card pulled for them? So anybody want a card pulled for them? Let me know. It's so good to see everybody. Hi, Cynthia, Dorothy, Susie. Okay, so I wanted to light this card. Light this candle. I got this candle from eBay, and it's a Reiki candle. And I should tell you who gave it to me or who I bought it from, so I can send people to her, because I love it. This candle has lasted me all week, and this is an angel protection candle. So I wanted to light it today and kind of do a little end with a little protection with Archangel Raphael. So Archangel Raphael is all about healing, and he comes in a green light. So I want us to close our eyes. If you guys will close your eyes with me, just humor me. Close your eyes with me, and I want to imagine that green light of Archangel Raphael surrounding us and healing us. And let that light soak into every area of your body and of your mind, all the dark areas where you're afraid to go that aren't exposed. And let that green light just soak in. And let it heal your mind of any addiction that you're carrying with you, whether it's alcohol, food, neurotic thought, whatever it is, whatever addiction, let that light go and heal it. And imagine that Archangel Raphael is with you to protect you. And you're surrounded in a green light, a beautiful green healing light. And from now on, you know that you can ask that small, still voice within, and that voice will guide you. It will guide you on what to do, on what to eat. It will guide you on what to drink, and how to live your life, and how to be more balanced, and how to be more stable. And from now on, we let go of those addictions, knowing that letting go of them makes us free to be the people we are bound to be. It moves mountains when we make those decisions. So we let go of those addictions, knowing that we wake up happy and healthy because we don't need them anymore. So imagine that green light surrounding you, and anything negative, any toxic energy, anything like that comes from anybody else just gets bounced off that light. It just doesn't even hit you anymore. So you can go out and be around. You don't have to be a hermit. You can go out and be around people who are doing things that maybe you choose not to do. but you are always in this light. And so let it be as we keep the light with us. And we'll thank God. Thank God for sending us all the angels. The angels are the thoughts of God. As Marianne Williamson says, there's angels all around us, above us and below us. That we're always surrounded by these angels, and that help our minds to know that they are there and that we can talk to them. Amen. Okay, so that was beautiful. So I light my angel of protection to send it with all of you guys too. I'm sending that angel protection with all of you. And if you guys want like an archangel prescription or anything like that, let me know. And we will talk about it. So you can always send me a private message. And if you're watching this on YouTube later or anything like that, if you have any questions, the topic was a little bit personal today. So if you have any questions that you want to ask me, you can always ask me on my feed. But if you want to send me a message, you can as well. Okay. Peace and love. I love all of you guys. It was so good to see you all today. And I can't wait for next Friday at 11:11. I think we're going to do some live archangel prescriptions sometime before Easter. Easter is one of my most favorite times of year. It's coming. The full moon will be coming. So it's so cool. So we will see you guys then. Peace and love. I hope everybody has a great week. And let me know, comment on below if there's anything any questions you have or any comments that you have. Or if there's any topics you want me to cover, okay? Love you guys. I'll talk to you next week. Bye.